we don't care as long as it, travels and somebody sees it. That's fame, and it goes back so many times that someone's got to see it, No one's blind to the graffiti. They see it. They just see it as like a blotch or something. But writers that write their name like clean, and they can read it like, whoa, whips, he bombed it or whatever.
And so RTD police and shit, they come to check your hands. They tell you to turn your hands over back and forth like that to see if you got ink and shit on your hands. Yeah. See, like I got ink on my hands, for spraying the water down the way. It like usually, they make you turn your hand over, and if you got some if you got paint on your hand and marker ink, and if it's fresh and shit, they just be like they gonna take you in, gank you or something.
A lot of ways of getting caught, people could snitch on you, like, even my own friends could probably snitch on me. I'll say, yeah, I'm coming here. So the difference between illegal and illegal is, really hard to find, if you can find it, that's cool, but illegal is mostly what kids do. That's why we bomb the streets. I think this dude's gonna talk shit to us, I don't know.
Hey, you guys, you're trespassing here?
Trespassing?
Yeah.
We're just doing documentary.
You drew that picture?
No, we didn't draw none of these pictures. We're trying to show the public this is what kids do, before they start doing drugs or...
I want you guys to leave this place, otherwise I'll call the police.
That's the final word?
Yes. Out.
Are you the owner, sir?
Yes. You want to leave this way or you want to go over the wall?
Yeah, let's just go over the wall again.
We'll go over the wall.
You came over the wall?
Yeah, we came over the wall.
Who you represent?
Huh?
Who you present?
We present the public.
Why you didn't come inside and ask me if you can get in?
We didn't know whose property it is. We had no idea.
So you think a property like this is living with nobody?
No, I think this place just burned down and it's an open lot. We didn't know. I mean, we're not trying to do anything illegal here. We're just trying to show the public, via video, that, what happens.
Who are you to show the public? You represent anybody?
I am the public. You are the public. You don't want to be educated?
If you're educated, you would have come to my place and asked me if I can go inside and do the thing.
Well, I thought it was actually these people's property. I asked them, and they said, well, the manager ain't in and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, they never told us or nothing. Like, this is our second time here,
If you promise not to come again, you can do your picturing and leave.
Oh, yeah? All right.
I don't want to see anybody over here again.
All right.
We're going to paint all this thing white.
All right.
And from Monday, there will be a police escort over here. Anybody comes in, we're going to arrest them.
All right.
Put the grease in it?
Yes, I put the grease on it.
Well, how come you did that, sir?
Because we don't want it here. They start abusing it. Look what they did on our walls inside. Look what they did on the garbage can. Look on my walls. They start abusing it.
Yeah. Those are people that are just suckers, probably.
Everybody tells me that.
Talented.
How can I tell who is the guy? Every time I saw people coming over here, I said, where are you from? I'm from North Hollywood. Yeah. They have no other place to come all the way from North Hollywood to here to f*** up my wall.
No, we don't know about that. We're just trying to show, it's sort of artwork, it's sort of pretty.
You have a house?
Yeah, I have a
house.
house.
Go and do this thing on your house, on your wall. Let me see what your dad does.
He'll probably sit, he'll probably have a heart attack.
I thought you called it artwork.
It is, but I mean, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it just as much as you do.
Somebody else's
because
property.
he thinks it's illegal, but I mean, it's just the way that kids get out, they don't do bad shit.
When they start coming here, they were nice guys like you. And I said, please don't filter the place. They say, yep. Don't overlap over the neighbors and put all the walls and filter it. Yeah. All of a sudden, everybody starts complaining.
Yeah.
And they can be as nice as you want to say.
That's true.
But if they don't keep their word, if they f*** up everything else, that's what happens.
Yeah, well,
now it has to cost me $500 to clean all this thing, and I don't know, I'm sorry. I don't know how I'm going to keep track of it. I had to call the police. They said, call us, we'll arrest them.
Yeah.
I hate to do that for young kids.
Yeah. We understand
But if you think it's artwork, go and do it in your house and see what your father does.
All right.
But if you got somebody else's property next time, you should ask permission. Can I go in?
Okay, we didn't know, so we're sorry. If we thought it was yours, we would ask you.
If you want to go and hurry up and leave. If you see anybody else, I want you to kick them out.
All right. Hey, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're still taking my picture?
Yeah, this is the shit we got put up with all the time, man. People just like, oh, we hate it. How would you like you do this on your house? And Skiblabadoom, yeah, it's a famous line. Cops like to say it, bus people, everybody like to say that. How would you like that? I said I would like it, but I mean, if you said I would like it, then I get some more pissed off, and it sucks, man. You can't win, you know.
The most prolific graffiti artist pleaded no contest today to 10 misdemeanor charges. Daniel Ramos, who uses the moniker Chaka, is believed responsible for causing $500 million in property damage. The 18-year-old could face a possible 5-year jail term and $10,000 fine. Tomorrow night at 6, you'll hear my exclusive interview with Chaka, and you'll see these defiant vandals in action on the streets of Los Angeles in a special report on graffiti, right here on Eyewitness News at 6.
Using infrared technology from the Persian Gulf War, Channel 7's Harold Green exposes these vandals at work, takes you inside their underworld, and shows you our community fighting back. LA's epidemic, graffiti.
It is everywhere. Now this week, Harold tells us about the people who are leaving their marks all over. Harold.
Laura, call them graffiti taggers, graffiti writers, or spray can artists. They are, in the mind's eye of most people, vandals who are turning the City of Angels into a visual hellhole. Their sole purpose is to tag other people's property with their unsightly initials, names, or gang affiliation. The more times they do it, the wider their fame. The goal is to be #1, or at least in the same league as the infamous Chaka. Friday night on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, 3 young men while away the evening. But unlike the thousands of other young people who are in Hollywood tonight looking for a good time, they're under police surveillance, specifically the guy in black wearing the backpack. The cameraman posing as a tourist is a cop. He's trying to nab the infamous graffiti writer known as Chaka.
What's this for, sir? Whoops, whoops. What's that? What's that?
What?
What is that? Did you do that?
Nah, that's my friend.
What's his name?
Huh?
What's his name?
Chaka.
What's your name?
Daniel.
According to police, Daniel is Chaka.
But not anymore since I'm here.
Here is the Metropolitan State Mental Hospital in Norwalk, where 18-year-old Daniel Ramos is under observation while awaiting sentencing on 10 counts of misdemeanor vandalism and trespassing. Police say his Chaka tag is linked to $500,000 damage from Orange County to San Francisco. At the height of his spraying frenzy, it seemed like Chaka could be seen on walls, freeways, lampposts, and even the main water tower in the town of Coalinga. The name Chaka comes from what?
From this TV show, Land of the Lost.
Daniel joined hundreds of other young people armed with spray cans and marking pens who compete with each other to get up. In other words, to write their stylized nickname or tag in as many places as possible. Did you work alone?
Yeah, alone.
During what hours?
From 10 to 5.
10 at night until 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
How many cans of spray paint would you go through in that time?
Around 8 to 10.
He sprayed so much that he kept a map that was marked with areas he'd already hit. Where did you guys get the money for all this spray paint?
Well, the stealing racket. That's what it's called, rack.
This high school dropout who grew up in Aliso Village says his biggest challenge was spraying Chaka on the back of those huge signs that hang high over the freeways. So how did he get up there?
I just used a leather belt. I threw it around the pole and caught it with the other hand. Made my way up there.
Like a log climber?
Yeah.
Like a logger going up a tree?
Yeah.
Nobody called the highway patrol? Nobody called the police?
Nobody seen me at the time.
How long were you up there?
For about an hour.
You were on the sign for an hour and nobody saw you? Did anybody honk their horns, flash their lights, or any such thing?
No.
Were you wearing all black?
I was doing it at 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. Were you wearing all black or something?
All black.
Yeah? Kind of like the stealth tagger, huh?
Yeah.
He was arrested 4 times as a juvenile, but never prosecuted. The authorities say they're seeking jail time so that other taggers will get the message.
Well, a lot of people ask me why do I do it. Sometimes it's hard for me to answer that. I say it's the freedom of expression or a better way. Expressing the art.
For many people, the idea that taggers who cause hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage could be considered artists is laughable. For Daniel Ramos, it could also be costly. On May 1st, he could be sentenced to 5 years in jail and fined $10,000.
It's no use tagging. Tagging's no good.
Yeah.
I just like the art.
Tomorrow, we'll go underground and watch graffiti vandals on a spraying rampage. Ramos, in a plea bargain yesterday, agreed to 1,500 hours of erasing graffiti and not to possess spray paint or marking pens for at least a couple of years.
Fascinating about how he got up there. I think we've all wondered when we drive by how a person would get up that high.
There's a lot of stories of how they've done it, and he explained it, put his belt around it, hoisted himself up there.
Wish he could channel that energy towards something else.
We all do. To
Thank you
report
so
on
much, Ralph.
graffiti, like dogs marking their spots, graffiti writers are stinking up the area. These nights, teenagers with spray paint cans are everywhere. And despite the efforts of police or recent state legislation to suspend a convicted graffiti artist's driver's license for a year, there's no let-up. This man is a bomber, but instead of explosives, he uses spray paint and marking pens to cause widespread damage throughout Los Angeles. His mission on this moonless night is to bomb or spray his graffiti tag Nacho all over the walls of the northbound Pasadena freeway in Elysian Park. Acting on a tip, we captured Nacho on tape using a night vision scope similar to those used by our troops in the Persian Gulf War. He'll spray multicolored block lettering that has become a visual eyesore to motorists in the Southland. Two other taggers, Sleez and Cab, join in and quickly begin bombing as the cars whisk by at 2 in the morning.
We're just out bombing, man. Just bombing LA, freeways, and all permanent spots. Yeah, the spray can art.
Everybody wants to know how come.
This is our thing to do, you know, like our options are either as a teenager to sell drugs or gangbang. I think this is a more positive thing to go, you know, do our artwork.
Nacho, Sleez, and Cab make up one of the most notorious graffiti crews around. They're on Caltrans' most wanted list for defacing state property. They appear to spray everything that isn't moving. They call it art. And they say whether they're tagging their names, bombing large letters, or spraying murals, it's addictive. The one known as Cab to hundreds of thousands of commuters meanders across the 4-lane freeway and begins to bomb the crew's name.
It's LOD. It like has the name of our crew. LOD has a lot of different meanings. It's looking our direction, Legion of Doom, Los on Dope, and it doesn't have to be dope like you think. You know, dope can be just good. You know, it's just a graffiti art crew. You know.
What do you think when you hear people say that we don't like this? We don't want this in our community.
What is graffiti, you know? I think some of those billboards are graffiti to me. They don't give us much of an option. Like I said, they really don't, you know? Their way about going about it is, let's put them in jail. You know, what good does that do, you know?
Where are the police? Do you ever see the police?
They go by when when I would be out there, they would go by and they actually can't see you. I've seen other friends doing it, and you can't see. You know, it's wild.
By their own admission, they steal the paint, using half a dozen cans a night. They told me they don't have jobs or go to school, which isn't surprising when you consider they're out nearly every night spraying from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Our goal is like to do everything from the tagging, the bombing, and it's to be all city. That's what it's all about, to be all city LA.
Last year, Caltrans spent $600,000 removing graffiti like this in LA and Ventura counties. In less than 30 minutes, Nacho and crew have finished this bombing mission, and they silently slip off into the night to strike again. Tomorrow, we'll meet two women who are fighting back, and we'll find out what you can do to fight back. Speaking of fighting back, radio station Power 106 FM is sponsoring the Model Neighborhood Cleanup Campaign, which is encouraging neighbors to unite to restore LA neighborhoods by removing graffiti and litter. Now, the next one is this Saturday at Hyde Park. The following Saturday, May 4th, at Ramona Gardens, and in South Central Los Angeles on May 11th.
I think many of us are surprised to find out that these kids are not members of gangs who are doing this.
Well, they are, in fact, social gangs. They don't have the gang affiliations that we're familiar with, but we can't qualify them or categorize them as social gangs.
Okay. Thank you. It's been fascinating. We'll look forward to it tomorrow.
Chaka on thousands of buildings. 20-year-old Daniel Bernardo Ramos was arrested late last night. He's accused of possessing and trying to sell 3 small bags of marijuana worth about $30. Authorities say he was caught trying to make a sale at the Aliso Village housing project near downtown Los Angeles. Ramos is arrested in 1990, accused of causing more than $500,000 in damage by vandalizing buildings with graffiti. He was sentenced to probation and community service. Since then, he's been arrested twice more, accused of vandalism again and possession of marijuana. He is currently being held without bail.